Hi, I'm Carrie and welcome to my channel. Today I have November Tarotscopes for you. Be sure to check your sun, your moon, and your rising sign, and I will have the timestamps in the description box below so you can jump around to the sign that you most want to hear the message about. Uh, if I happen to forget to put those in, which I've done before, please leave me a comment and I'll make sure I go back and I correct that. As always, readings on this channel are for entertainment purposes only, and you are in total control of your life. Okay, so I am going to get these decks shuffled, and I will be back with Aries reading. Okay, Aries, the energy for you is joy, blessings, and intuition. So, November is a month where you are going to be leaning into those energies the most, or finding a way to bring those energies into your life in some sort of balanced form, because that's our very first card is balance. Fairness and clarity are key in this moment. Decisions made with integrity will lead to harmony. And that's what I feel is happening here. You are trying to find a way to bring this joy in, to move out of a state of disconnect, or moving out of the state of disappointment in some way, and looking for even the smallest things in your life in the month of November to lean into, that bring you joy in some way, no matter what that is for you. I also feel with this that whatever decisions are finally made or finally reach a resolution in the month of November, it's going to be positive for you, positive on your side of the coin, basically. So, because this is the Justice card, yeah. So you will have a happy outcome in regards to any type of major decisions that are needing made. Over here, we have review. You may feel disconnected or uninspired, unable to see the opportunities around you. And that's what I just said a moment ago. You are looking for ways to reconnect with your life, to maybe get out of that funk, so to speak, and to find ways to lean into those blessings, to lean into some happiness and in whatever form that means for you. The Ace of Swords brings the month to an end with some clarity. A new perspective is cutting through confusion. This is a time for truth and mental clarity. And what I feel with this, especially with this review card in the center here, is you are doing that balancing act. You are looking at your life as a whole in November and looking at what you've been focusing on that has not been mentally healthy, I'll say, for you recently, and you are gaining a new perspective on it. You are finding the silver lining, I guess, so to speak, in that situation, and turning it into, whether that's a lesson that you are learning and taking to heart, or whether that is something that you're ready to face the truth on and cut out of your life altogether. That's kind of what I am getting with the clarity and that blessings, that anything, or in review, I should say, anything that has been a source of discord or discontent in your life over the past several months, you are taking time to evaluate and get a better perspective on it and face the truth of the situation. How much of this did you have a hand in, and are you ready to take responsibility for that? As you move through that process, as you move through processing that, facing your truths, coming to the decisions that you need to make, that joy and blessing energy will expand, I'll say. But it does take a level of truth telling to ourselves in order to get to that point. This isn't about finger pointing or blaming in the month of November. This is about taking accountability for the decisions and the energy that we've been bringing into our own life and what that's been creating for us recently. Let's see what a takeaway energy is. Overthinking can spoil the magic. So maybe this isn't about beating yourself up over certain decisions. Maybe this isn't about beating yourself up over the tough time that you've been going through. Maybe you know what the truth is. Maybe you know where you need to regain this harmony and balance in your life. And it's time to just step into it. It's time to just take accountability for it, not overthink it, not over process it, and just step into some of those joys and blessings. This isn't about washing everything away. You are actually taking accountability for it and choosing to move on from it. You can lay it down. You can have your regrets, acknowledge them, figure out why you've been disconnecting, and find joy again in life. That's really where I feel this energy sits for you, is coming out of that darkness a little bit and re-engaging and finding joy in your life again. Let me know if this resonates for you in the comments below, Aries, and I'm wishing you a wonderful November. Okay, Taurus, this reading is for you. I'm going to shuffle the cards and I'll be back with your reading. Okay, Taurus, here is the energy for you for the month of November. We got justice, harmony, and solutions. And the two words that stick out to me are justice and solutions more so than the word harmony. You are wanting to be right. You are wanting to be right, period, the end. That's really what I feel with that justice energy. But at the same time, you're wanting a resolution to things. You're wanting things to be resolved, to come to an end. But sometimes you can't have both. You can't argue to be right and have a resolution at the same time. And the reason I say that is because of these three cards down here. So we have innocence, restriction, and awakening. And this innocence is the Page of Cups. And while he wants to have emotional growth, he's not quite there yet. And I feel like there is arguments, or there is a situation that there is a fighting to be right situation happening, is what I'll say. And when I said that I felt justice and resolutions were going to be battling against each other here, this is why. Because, like I said, I think you want things to come to have a closure around something, but at the same time, there is a stubbornness here that is happening that is not bringing that resolution forward. And if it's because you feel, because I've got innocence on this side here of justice, if it's because you feel that there's no other way but maybe your way in this situation, it is going to make things a little bit more difficult. Because then here in the middle, we have restriction. You may feel trapped by limiting beliefs or external circumstances. The way forward lies in shifting your perspective. So this is really about coming to the table and being open-minded about what the whole situation is, and maybe be willing to hear the other person's viewpoint on this, because the end result is the Tower on the side of solutions. And this is unexpected changes are shaking your foundation, clearing the way for growth. So things may not work out like you want them to. They may not go in your favor in this situation at all. And that is because maybe you're not willing to give a little bit, to, move the needle on your side, so to speak, to come to a center point to find that resolution. This problem is bothering you more than maybe you're admitting to others. I kind of get that with this restriction card here in the middle. But if there is a stubbornness at play here, Taurus, that is going to be the downfall of this situation altogether. Thinking that if I just hold my ground and maybe feeling like you are the victim in the situation in some way is going to lead to the Tower crumbling. And while part of that may have some truth to it, in one form or another. If you want to reach harmony, you have to be willing to break free of that pattern or break free of that mindset in order to deconstruct what is going on so you can build up something new with this person. So, yeah, if you want to have a resolution and you want to come to that place of harmony, this isn't necessarily about being stuck in only your viewpoints. This is going to take a lot of emotional growing in the month of November. So this tower does not completely crumble, but there are things that need torn down. There is a structure that needs torn down between you and this other person in order to get to that place of harmony. To go like it is going, the back and forth is not going to bring you to that stage. It's just going to crumble the tower and leave a pile of rubble. Where if you work at the resolution, you can maybe tear this tower down and build it back up into something much better and something stronger between you and the other person. Let's see what an additional message is for you. It is accept and receive. And what I feel with this is sometimes you just have to accept that things are as they are, that maybe you feel one way and they feel one way, and maybe you don't see eye to eye, but you need to be open enough to receive and hear their side, their viewpoint, their portion of the story, and to listen to it from a place of understanding and empathy, and be willing to, like I said, receive that. Like you are expecting them to accept and receive what your viewpoint, your side of the story is, or how you are feeling in this situation. Because there is a lot of emotional immaturity happening in this dynamic here with this Page of Cups that's kind of keeping you guys stuck. And bringing it to the point of the tower where everything is going to crumble around you. So if you don't want that to happen, be open, be willing to accept and receive each other as you are, agree to disagree kind of thing, and find a resolute path forward from there. Let me know, Taurus, if this resonates for you in some way. Leave it in the comments below, and I'm wishing you a wonderful November. Okay, Gemini, this reading is for you. I'm going to shuffle the cards and I will be back in just 1 minute. Okay, Gemini, for the month of November, you are up from the depths. You are releasing difficulty. You are rising up and out of any of the chaos that you have been battling, facing, confusion that you have been dealing with. You are coming up and into a better month. That's really what I see with this. There are things that you are choosing to walk away from. There are things that you are choosing to release in the month of November here also. The Hermit card here, reflection. This is a time for introspection and solitude. Step away from the noise and connect with your inner wisdom. And that's really what you can also see happening in this card, up from the depths. She is rising up and out of this murky water here into the sunlight where she will gain clarity. And that's what I feel the month of November represents for you. You are evaluating, looking at everything that is on your plate. You are evaluating things that that you are involved in, that you have committed to, or things that have been weighing on you that you have been dragging along for many, many months. And you are finally to a place that you can see them in a different light, that you can see whether or not they're benefiting or not benefiting you in one way or another, and you are choosing to move up and away from that. The legacy, time of abundance and fulfillment has arrived. Celebrate the stability and connections you've built. That is where your focus is in November. You are looking forward. You are no longer looking into the past. You don't care how someone viewed you from before. You don't care what you did that didn't work before. You're like wiping the slate clean with this reflection and this releasing difficulty. And the only thing you're focused on is how you can build a secure financial, a secure, stable future in many aspects from here on out. I also feel, since this does deal with finances, prosperity in some way, that you are letting go of um, maybe a new endeavor that you were thinking of diving into. I kind of feel that it's something that you have gone back and forth on maybe for a while, and you have finally gained the clarity here from this Hermit card that this isn't the direction that you want to go in, that you don't think that it's going to give you the stability in your future that you originally thought that it was going to bring you, and that it was actually heavier on you than you expected it to be. So you are choosing to move on from that in November. But along with that, we have the Fool card here with adventure. Universe invites you to take the first step into the unknown. So even though you may be leaving one thing behind, something that you thought was going to have fruitful results to it, that you're finding that it really doesn't, you're not giving up. You're going to try something different. You're going to move on to like this card says, a new adventure in some way. This is going to take a little bit of risk taking, though, in order to step into this. And I'm not feeling that readiness yet. So this may be something that you're just like dipping your toe in, wanting to figure out, oh my God, is this a path I really want to travel? I need to think about this a little bit, where the Fool will just jump right in and not think of it at all. In the back of your mind, because she's turned away from legacy here, in the back of your mind, you are still thinking about, is this going to, if I take this risk, is this going to give me the stability that I'm actually looking for? Especially since if you are walking away from something that you originally thought was going to bring stability to your life, releasing that difficulty, if you're choosing to walk away from that and then you're thinking about taking another risk instead, I feel a hesitation around this, because her back is turned away from all of this. So she wants to go in a whole different direction. But I don't feel, with the cards I have here, that this energy is fully in place yet. Maybe this is an opportunity that presents itself towards the end of the month that you may be looking into. And the fact that reflection is also behind her, I also feel that reflective energy on this. Well, is this going to bring me back to the same point that I was with this? Or, do I take the risk and I do this anyway? Something else I feel with this, up from the depths energy, is you need to make sure that you are walking up and you're not turning around and backtracking. If you are finding a way up and out of a situation that has been difficult for you, then I feel like it's important to say there's no turning back on this, because look at her. She's not even looking at this releasing difficulty. She's already to go on a brand new path. So this could be somebody leaving one relationship and ready to tackle life on their own or figure things out on their own in one way or another. Maybe the fact that she's also turned her back on this legacy. This could have been something that was long term, that you had invested a lot of time, money, and energy into, and now you're turning your back on it because it's not worth the hassle or the difficulties any longer. That's what I feel with this. But don't slide backwards, I guess I should say, especially when I feel that hesitation with this adventure Fool energy over here. It's important not to. So let me see what your takeaway message is. Success in transformation. I think this is a perfect energy to go along with everything that I've already said here. As you move and you rise above these difficulties and you choose to walk away and leave them behind, you will have success within that transformation. You know that this no longer fit you. No matter how long you've been doing it, you know that it's not um, sustaining you in the way that you thought that it would, and you're ready for something different. So I think that's a perfect ending to this reading. Thanks so much for watching, Gemini. Let me know in the comments below if this resonates for you, and I'm wishing you a wonderful November. Okay, Cancer, this reading is for you. I'm going to shuffle the cards and I will be back with your reading. Okay, Cancer, the very first thing I intuitively hear is, how do you measure success? As soon as the cards started coming out, it was a phrase that kept being repeated over and over, and I can't put it down. So that's what I'm going to ask you. How do you measure success? Your energy is prosperity, abundance, and success. So this could be a very fruitful month for you in one way or another. It doesn't necessarily have to be all abundance in the monetary sense. It could be prosperity and success in your relationships. It could be success and abundance in something that you're doing for yourself, and some sort of transformation, in the way that you are taking care of yourself in your life, or etc. I mean, it spans the gambit. Basically, it can be any of those things. But the thing that I hear is, how are you measuring it? Are you comparing yourself to others? Are you putting a ruler up and saying, well, I haven't got to the end goal yet, so therefore I'm not prosperous, I'm not abundant, I haven't reached that level of success in one way or another. Loss. You may be dwelling on what has been lost, but healing begins when you turn towards what remains. And I think that card is perfect for the intuitive phrase that I hear about what you're measuring success against. It's not about what you don't have. It's not about what someone else has over you, or it's not about a certain dollar amount. Success comes in many forms, and maybe this is a card to remind you to look at what you are measuring things up against, and to look at the things that you are focused on and the blessings that you are currently missing in your life. Down here, we have the card Connection, which this is the Lover's card. A choice or relationship is shaping your path. Follow what resonates with your heart and soul, as true alignment brings harmony and growth. Maybe the success needs measured in how things are going in your connections, in your relationships with others, and how healthy or how abundant maybe they are. Not in the amount of people, but just how much joy or a commitment you bring to those relationships, or that they bring to the relationship with you. Uh, that's kind of what I get between these two cards right here, and this abundance and success. And then over here, we have the card Restriction. You may feel trapped by limiting beliefs or external circumstances. The way forward lies in shifting your perspective. And that's what I think is needed here for you, Cancer, in the month of November, is stop weighing yourself. Stop looking at these scales to see which side is more prosperous than the other. And I really feel that this restriction, this way of thinking, this sense of focus is bringing forward more of the same, where you're feeling like you're stuck, or you're feeling like you're losing out, or you're feeling like you don't have enough for one reason or another. But the true success and abundance lies here in these connections, and what you're committing yourself to, who you're committing to, or how about how you're committing to yourself? What kind of self-care are you giving back to you? And are you filling your cup in the process of all of this? However, in saying all of that, I do feel that November is going to bring forward things that are going to make you see these other avenues of success, see these other avenues of abundance, that are going to possibly bring that new perspective and break you free from this restriction. For others of you, I also feel like there is that overcoming of maybe where things have been difficult recently in the form of abundance, monetary abundance in some way. There may be some relief coming for you in the month of November that is going to help you at least. And I get it's temporary because of the way these two cards are here, but yeah, there might be some relief showing up for you in the month of November, Cancers, that bring some monetary relief in some way, but not to the full extent of what you truly need, because that's kind of what I get here with that restriction. Let's pull an ending card. See, the edge of evolution feels messy, and I kind of feel like this goes along here with what I was saying about that connection, I'm sorry, and loss. Because this card is about growth. This card is about surrendering to what is happening, opening yourself up to those different insights to see how you are measuring up that success, how you are measuring yourself on those scales. And I also feel with this edge of evolution feels messy. It's uncomfortable to sit in that feeling. It's uncomfortable to admit that maybe the way that you're measuring success isn't yielding you the results that you had hoped. But there are so many other things that are abundant in your life that show that you are very successful, that you are very prosperous outside of, maybe the monetary values or wherever you are putting the most weight on, I'll say. So let me know, Cancer, if this resonates for you in some way in the comments below. And I am wishing you a wonderful November. Okay, Leo, this reading is for you. I'm going to shuffle the cards and I'll be back with your reading. Okay, Leo, the energy for you comes from the card beneath the surface. Hidden truth, something unknown. There is something that you are not admitting. There is something that you do not understand or even know yet for some of you. But there's a lot of things, especially with this card right here, that are being buried, and they've been buried deep. And I feel like with the tarot that have come out around this, that in the month of November, that things are going to start emerging. It can only be pushed down so long. Emotions can only be closed off for so long before everything starts rising to the surface, bubbling to the surface, and spilling out all over the place. That's kind of what I'm getting here with this. There is a situation also I feel with this that you don't really know the full story about. You're only hearing partial truths. You're only hearing some of the things that people want you to know. You're not hearing the full story. So before you make judgments on that, before you determine whether or not this is accurate, you need to realize that everything is not being divulged to you also. That's what I get with this beneath the surface too. But mostly I feel like these are things that you are suppressing, that you are pushing down. And the reason I say that is because I've got loss right here below the beneath the surface. So I said that there were things that were going to be bubbling up. And right below the iceberg here, the picture of the iceberg, we have loss. You may be dwelling on what has been lost, but healing begins when you turn towards what remains. Acknowledge your feelings. And that's what I feel this is, where I said that your feelings are starting to bubble up. Everything's coming and rising to the surface. You can only hide and pretend that things haven't been bothering you for so long, before it shoots up and out of the water. And that's kind of what I feel with this. I think this comes about rather quickly in the month of November too, whether something triggers you or upsets you, or whether you just have reached that point that you don't want to hide anymore. You don't want to suppress this anymore. Or whether that information comes to you, because remember, this is something that maybe you don't know either. But changes are going to come about really quickly regarding this situation. Then we have the King of Swords over here, Majesty. You lead with intellectual strength, fairness, and integrity. Your decisions inspire trust and align with justice. I'm sorry. And what I get with that energy is it's about facing the truth. It's about coming to terms with how you've been feeling. It's about coming to terms with maybe what is told to you, or what is presented to you that you didn't know in one way or another. But it's about coming to it not from an emotional standpoint, but from a place of clarity, from a place of understanding, from a place of where, okay, so this is what I know now. So I got to figure out what I do with this information. That sort of place. That's what I feel that is, if information's given to you. If you are letting your emotions bubble up and spill out all over the surface, and you're done hiding them, then it's your truths that are exposed, and it's your truths that come to light and are now known, and how you feel about things, because you cannot hide it any longer. Whatever it is, whichever situation or scenario it leans towards, like I said, has momentum behind it. This comes about in a very quick and unexpected manner. So is it something you could be prepared for? Not necessarily, but if you are the one that is hiding, if you are the one that is suppressing how you're feeling, that is not wanting to face the truths of what's really happening or how you're feeling, then you are the one that's going to be quickly ignited, and your emotions are going to erupt all over the place. So that is under your control. But information given to you that brings about clarity that comes quickly is out of your control. So it depends on what kind of situation that you're in the month of November, Leo, as far as, where this beneath the surface lies for you. Let's see what your takeaway message is. Lead your metamorphosis. So if you're wanting something to change, if you don't want to have to hide anymore, if you don't want to have to bury your feelings, if you don't want to feel like you cannot truly be who you want to be in some way, then it's time to acknowledge what you've got going on here. Acknowledge what you've been burying for a while. Bring it up, face it, deal with it, and lead your metamorphosis. Change your situation. The situation changes with you. It starts with you. If you're feeling like you are the one being pushed down in some way, like you are the one that has to hide, or you are the one that has to, or where you can't step into your true authentic self, I'll say, then it's time to lead the change. You cannot be who you really want to be from a place of lies. You have to stand in that King of Swords energy and in that truth, and admit how you're feeling. Admit what you want. Admit the changes that you want to see occur in your life, and then start enacting them. Let me know if this resonates for you, Leo, in some way in the comments below, and I'm wishing you a wonderful November. Okay, Virgo, this reading is for you, and I will shuffle the cards and be back with your reading. Okay, Virgo, for the month of November, we got phase, entanglement, emotional influence. And if you just look at the card, I think that says it all. Everything in this card is exactly what I'm feeling, especially with the way the tarot has come out here. Someone is pulling you into into a level of gossip that is going to get you entangled into a situation that you really don't want to be in. That's what I feel with this card right here and these ones down here. The fact that I've got the moon card right below what is being said to you, there is a lot more to that story than what you are actually hearing. There is more going on here, and it's an emotional influence card. So they are really trying to, I like, maybe pull on your heartstrings, you know, playing the victim, the woe is me card, whatever, to try to sway you to their side. And there's other things going on. There's a lot of information that is unclear. There is more to the story. There's a whole other version by the other person's side that you don't know. So be very careful getting entangled in that type of gossip, because it's not going to bring you the relationships that you want to have. The more you let yourself be pulled into this kind of thing, the more clouds and confusion it ends up creating in your life. So we have the Queen of Swords over here with insight. You're guided by wisdom and sharp perception. I feel if this is a situation, an emotional manipulation that you are being pulled into, you quickly realize it is for what it is at the very beginning, and you understand what is happening here. And that's better for you if that occurs, because like I said, if you get pulled into this, the moon card, this mystery where there's a whole other part of the story that isn't being revealed to you, then you're going to be the one that's having to defend your truth later on if somebody questions you. That's kind of what I feel with these two cards and this card right here. The Nine of Pentacles over here, independence. You're enjoying the rewards of your hard work. This is the moment of stability and self-sufficiency. So I don't think this has anything to do with necessarily work, unless you want to call it work gossip or drama. However, I feel like you are independent of what this situation is. This situation doesn't involve you. This situation isn't going to benefit you in some way. The person that is manipulating you in this situation is doing so for their benefit, not for your benefit. Even if they try to pull you in and entangle you in this mess here, it is for their benefit only and not yours. Another thing I get with this, outside of the gossip, is this is where you are being emotionally manipulated by those that you are around on a regular basis. So if you happen to be around someone who is negative all the time, or you happen to be around someone who likes to complain about every aspect of their day, we tend to sometimes absorb that energy, take that energy with us, carry it into our own personal relationships at home. And what I get, if that's the case for you, Virgo, is you need to discern whether or not what you're carrying, how you're feeling, actually belongs to you or belongs to somebody else that you've been interacting with all day. It muddies the waters for you. It sometimes it can make you maybe feel confused about how you're feeling around a situation, because that person has bombarded you with all of their emotional baggage throughout the day. This is where that Queen of Swords insight really needs to come into play, where you are searching out the truths and not trying to trudge through the forest in the dark. Is what I feel here. And this independence card, I'm still going to stick with. You can pull yourself out of this. You can remove yourself from this situation. You do not have to be a part of it. This is about making a choice to protect your own peace and to protect your own emotional state, rather than letting somebody dump on you all day, or saddle you, like I said, with their baggage in one way or another. So November is a month that needs a lot of clear thinking, where you can, like I said a moment ago, discern whether or not you are carrying your own emotional things, or you are carrying something that someone has just dumped on you and you're taking it on as your own. It's time to separate yourself, maybe even from those people not just that situation. Let's see what your ending message is, Virgo. The Now is the card that came out. I feel this is a month that you need to stay very present. As long as you stay present, don't let these people pull you into their past or the past that of somebody else or whatever. As long as you stay present, keep reminding yourself that you are not involved in this. You are independent from this. You don't need to know about this. Maybe this energy doesn't belong to you. If you continue to remind yourself that throughout the month of November, you can stand in this Queen's energy of that discernment and not get lost in this mystery here with the moon of what the hidden truths are. It says stay present and connected to your inner wisdom. What is your own intuition telling you? How are you feeling about this situation? How do you feel about the gossip or whatever is being brought to you? How do you know? How do you feel? So let me know in the comments below, Virgo, how this sits with you. And I'm wishing you a wonderful November. Okay, Libra, this reading is for you. I'm going to shuffle the cards and come back with your reading. Okay, Libra, your reading starts here with journey guide, travel, a change in location. So we can see this literally. Some of you may be moving, period. That's the gist of that card. But what else I feel around this, it's not necessarily just that change in location, that physical move. It's about wanting a change possibly within oneself, tired of the current um, existence that you've got going on, tired of the current scenario that you are living, tired of the current emotional state, mental state, whatever it is that you are tired of. And I say tired of because I've got the departure card right below journey. You are tired of this situation. You are tired of struggling and you are ready for something different. I also see the journey guide as almost like the Fool energy in the tarot, ready for a new adventure in some way, which goes along with everything I just said, where you're tired of a situation that you have been living through for a while. The departure card that's right below journey guide. It's time to leave behind what no longer serves you. And that's where you're at, or that's where your state of mind may be as the month of November begins. You are emotionally exhausted with something that you've been going through, with something that you've been having to deal with and live through on a regular basis, and you're ready to start moving away from it. The creation card is asking you, okay, so you want to go, you want to move, you're departing, where are we going? What changes are we making? You have the tools available to you to make this switch. You can make this change, but what is it that you want to create? It's okay to walk away. It's okay to leave this behind, but you need to think about what it is you're creating in the process of that. Yes, you're creating a change in your life. Yes, you're creating a new state or a new way of being. So you need to start aligning your intentions in order to make sure that you're going to manifest or bring to fruition whatever life it is that you're wanting to have, or a better situation that you're wanting to step into. And in order to step into that, you've got to let everything else go. The thing I feel with the struggle card over here is if you are maybe running away just to escape a difficult situation or escape a struggle, then, and instead of facing it and dealing with this situation head on, you may end up creating the exact same scenario that you're trying to walk away from. The struggle card for me is bringing me into that sense of, okay, I have this going on. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to struggle in this relationship or in my life or whatever any longer. So I need to fix this. That's great. And if that's how you're feeling, then you need to look at what you're struggling through and why it was occurring before we step into this magician energy, this creation, to create something new around it. But it all starts with that fool's energy, that willing to take a risk, willing to walk away, willing to make some sort of change in your life. The card patience also came out with struggle. Your efforts are taking root. Best results may take time. Reflect on your progress and make adjustments if needed. And that's why I felt like, are you running from this struggle instead of actually dealing with this struggle? And you possibly think, well, if I just start over, then I'm not going to have this anymore. Things tend to follow us from our past until we deal with them from our past. So that's just something to think about. You also need to have patience, even though you are choosing to change or make a drastic change in your life in some way that's going to bring up those some of those emotional feelings. You have to have patience with yourself, knowing that the change is not going to happen overnight, knowing that it is going to take time, and making, like this card says, adjustments in order to fit the life that you want to have, or to create the life that you want to have. Maybe this is about getting creative about finding support, or leaning into someone that's unexpected, that's there to help you through this emotional change that you are going through. There's nothing here that says that this change is like bad for you in any way. It's just, it's going to be difficult with the Eight of Cups and the Five of Pentacles. It is going to be a slight struggle. It is going to be a tough road in the beginning, especially when there is emotional baggage that you are walking away from and trying not to carry with you. That's where I think this patience comes in, that you need to be gentle with yourself and just keep readjusting things, and but you are moving in the right direction. Let's see what your takeaway message is, Libra. Nourish the Sacred Feminine, I think, is the perfect takeaway card, especially with what I just said about being gentle with yourself, forgiving yourself, leaning into your intuition. What is your intuition telling you surrounding this? You know you want the change. You know you don't want to struggle or feel left out anymore. You know that you don't want to stick in a situation that isn't serving or nourishing you or filling your cup in any way anymore. So lean into your intuition. What is it that you are wanting to create now? Nurturing yourself, caring for yourself. Start there, and the path will start to unfold for you in a very natural way once you start nourishing and filling yourself up. Let me know, Libra, if this resonates for you in any way, and I'm wishing you a wonderful November. Okay, Scorpio, this reading is for you. I'm going to shuffle the cards and I'll be right back with your reading. Okay, Scorpio, the energy coming forward in November is wisdom, inspiration, or Akashic records. But I'm going to stick with wisdom and inspiration for this card. And I feel that you need to really focus in on what is inspiring you this month. What is making you feel excited? What is pushing you to go forward? What is motivating you in some way? That's really what I get with this card, because I've got indecision right below you. You may feel stuck, torn between two paths. The solution lies in finding balance and clarity. And that's the Two of Swords. Did I say that? Sorry if I repeated that. Anyway, I feel like in order to choose the path, in order to know or have the wisdom to know which way to go, first of all, comes from your own intuition. But I also feel it's like maybe the path that should be taken is the one that you are feeling most inspired to follow, that you are feeling some sort of excitement about, that you are gravitating towards for one reason or another. The card choices also came out with this. Opportunities abound, but not all are as they appear. Take time to assess your options and choose with clarity. And so that's where that wisdom aspect comes in. And maybe you tend to overthink things, overanalyze. Well, should I do this? Should I do that? Making pros and cons. And I'm all for that at some point, but during for this reading, I feel like there is more of a need for your intuition to really come to the forefront, to really be leaned into to help you make the decision that you need to make regarding the path that you want to go on. What again is inspiring you, like I said a moment ago? We have the nurture card here, which is the Queen of Pentacles. You provide care and stability, blending practicality with abundance. Your nurturing energy creates prosperity and harmony. And then over here, we have the review. You may feel disconnected or uninspired, unable to see the opportunities around you. I almost feel, because these are complete polar opposites, like this is a tug of war happening within you. Hence the indecision card, that Two of Swords. You have this where you want to lean into stability and abundance, and you want to nurture your dreams and you want to nurture your goals. But at the same time, you are feeling disconnected. You're feeling full of doubts. You're feeling like, oh, well, maybe this isn't for me. And maybe some of the choices aren't for you. And that's why I feel like in the month of November, Scorpio, you really have to lean into that intuition, that inner spark, that where you are being inspired to follow or to move into, to go forward with. That's what I'm getting with this, because I can't help but feel a complete tug of war. These are absolute polar opposites here on each side of this card. Maybe there's a fear surrounding this decision, that you're afraid that if you make it, that it's going to be the wrong one because of a decision that you've made in the past. And maybe you're afraid to truly nurture yourself and follow what you need in your heart, and what you feel is inspiring to you, because you've been told that that's not the right thing to do, or you're not good enough if you do that, or something along those lines, where you're feeling insecure about it. But what is your own inner wisdom telling you? What is your own intuition speaking to you and saying to you? What is inspiring you, that motivates you to maybe nurture yourself and go towards this prosperity and abundance over here? It's one thing to be practical, but sometimes maybe you can be over practical, and therefore ignore your intuition and that wisdom altogether, because you are too sunk down into the 1, 2, 3 ABC aspects of everything, keeping everything in line just so perfect that you're not making any mistakes. So figure out where you're being pulled, where this tug of war, who's winning, I should say, in this tug of war. The feeling disconnected and uninspired, or leaning into abundance and care and prosperity in some way. Let's get an ending card, a takeaway message. I got two cards. I'm going to take both of these right here, because both of them flipped up and caught my attention. Overrate your intuition, lean into it. Let your intuition fully guide you in the month of November, Scorpio. I think that would be very beneficial for you to lean into that wisdom that you have. Find your sacred flow. I think this is really great to go. So we got your intuition here, where maybe not be so practical, but where's your soul leading you? And then you've got your find your sacred flow, kind of with this review and feeling disconnected. And that's getting back into the flow of life, getting back into that momentum again, where things are flowing and showing up and inspiring you in some way. Let me know, Scorpio, in the comments below if this resonates for you in some way. Do you feel that you need to really lean into that intuition? Do you feel that you need to find your sacred flow this month? I'd love to hear. And I'm wishing you a wonderful November. Okay, Sagittarius, this reading is for you. I'm going to shuffle the cards and I will be back with your reading. Okay, Sagittarius, the energy coming forward in November for you comes from the card confusion. Many choices, many uncertainties. We got past, unknown, future, maybe, perhaps. Everything is feeling up in the air. You're not sure which direction to even begin to move in. And the card right below that is emotion. This is the Ace of Cups. A new emotional beginning is unfolding. Open your heart to love, joy, and connection. And that sounds all well and good unless you're sitting in a place of confusion. And how are you supposed to open up yourself to love? How are you supposed to maybe open yourself up to a relationship? Or how are you supposed to open yourself up to accepting a situation that's happening to you when you're unsure of what the outcome of that situation is going to be to begin with? But what I feel with that is something from your past, this Three of Swords, this heartbreak, pain, loss feels overwhelming, but healing begins with acceptance. I feel like something or your reactions could be caused from a past situation of pain, a past situation of hurt, something that wasn't fully worked through or that you didn't process in one way or another. And the fact that you are feeling like you are overwhelmed with this pain or with this anguish in some way makes it hard to open up your heart space, makes it hard to move out of that place of confusion. But the sword of truth is here, clarity, a new perspective cutting through confusion. This is the time for truth and mental clarity. Embrace the fresh insight and make a decisive action. You cannot reach clarity from a place of pain. You cannot reach clarity from that place where your cup is empty and you have nothing left to give of yourself. You have to get focused and you have to decide whether you are ready to overcome this, whether you are ready to face what happened so you can move out of this confusion and step back into a place where you can begin to fill your cup, or step back into a place where you're ready and willing to accept others or new people back into your life again. This Ace of Swords, I think, is it's a difficult energy. I mean, when you think of, oh, yes, I want the truth and I want the clarity, but when you're having to face things that were difficult in your life, things that knocked you down and kept you down for a while, it is hard to step into that. It's hard to see what is still available out there for you when you are feeling or reliving that pain in some manner. I also feel that there is confusion around the decisions that you're trying to make, because maybe you're wanting to make the best decisions for yourself, um, but yet you are considering maybe how that decision may harm or hurt others, not just necessarily hurt you, especially since we have three swords over here. So maybe you're afraid that the decision that you need to make to get out of this confusion is going to cause pain to others in some way. And that's not something that you want to do, Sagittarius. So that's something to think of too. But you need to make sure that you are making the right decisions for yourself in the process of all of this too. Maybe you can have a conversation with somebody about how you're feeling about the decisions that you have to make in order to alleviate some of this confusion here. And I feel with this Ace of Cups in between these two cards, there's definitely something that needs discussed. And the only way to get the resolution in this discussion is to come to it, I should say, from a place of love, from a place with an open heart, not from a place of pain, not from that place of anger, but actually from a place of love. So you can have some empathy and understand maybe how they're feeling about things. But at the same time, you are expecting that in return from them also. So yeah, there may be some difficult discussions that are had to help alleviate this confusion, but it has to be done from a place of love. So some of you may be having these conversations in your relationships, especially since I have the Ace of Cups, I got the Ace of Swords, and I got this heartbreak card here. So there may be some of you that are going to be having really difficult discussions, Sagittarians, in your relationships to alleviate some of this confusion that's happening. So let's see what your takeaway message is. Prosperity sisters are happiness and joy. Maybe the focus needs to be on the little things that are bringing you joy in the month of November. Maybe that will help you get to a place of an open heart. Maybe that will help you get to a place of clarity. Maybe that will help you get to that place of compassion and empathy that you need to have for yourself and this situation, where you can have this discussion with this other person, or just step out of that confusion and put this all to bed, whether you have the discussion or not, and maybe it'll let you move on without that discussion had. So focus on the things that are going right for you. Focus on the things that are lifting you up in some way. Focus on the things that are filling your cup and bringing you that happiness. Let me know, Sagittarius, if this resonates for you in some way, and I'm wishing you a wonderful November. Capricorn, this reading is for you. I'm going to shuffle the cards and I'll be back with your reading. Okay, Capricorn, the energy coming forward for you is from the card Teacher, Learning, and a New Path. So there are new paths, literally. I mean, we'll just take it for what it is, that are opening up for you in the month of November. And just looking at these cards, maybe this is a turning the page, so to speak, and you are choosing to engage with others in your life in a more positive way. You are choosing to engage in life in general, maybe in a more positive way, that you are choosing to give generously. You are choosing to balance that give and take in your life and give back to others who have given to you recently. Maybe perform an act of kindness that creates some sort of level of harmony or balance in that relationship that may have been missing. You are giving of yourself generously in the month of November. And I feel like you're really feeling positive and good about this. And oh my gosh, I just literally noticed that there's like a book here. When I said turning a new page, I didn't even notice that imagery there in that card. But that's kind of what I feel with this. This is like you just want to wipe the slate clean, and you want to try to just move forward with someone or in your life in general, and you just want to be happy about it. Maybe you've been going through some difficult times and you're ready for something different. All right, over here we have celebration. A time of joy and accomplishment has arrived. Celebrate your achievements and share this moment with loved ones. This is about stability and harmony. And that's kind of what I feel that you're looking for in your life in the month of November, Capricorn, is you're looking for some harmony. Not necessarily stability. I don't feel like you're missing stability, but I feel like you're looking for more harmony in your relationships, harmony between you and your life in general. And that's kind of where I get this generosity, that balancing of the scales. That maybe if you feel like you give back more, that it's going to balance your scales a little bit more in the month of November. Okay, over here, Capricorn, we have the mystery card, which is the moon card. And the thing that sticks out to me is trust the unknown and allow it to guide you. So if you want to step into that place of harmony with others in your life, and you want to get into that flow with life and yourself in general, and you're trying to balance the scales, you're trying to give back, you're trying to give and receive equally, you're winning and celebrating and everything that you're doing here, If you're doing it because you think that you know what the outcome is going to be, you don't know. I guess that's what I'm feeling with this moon card. So to make sure that you are doing things for the right reason, because you're wanting to give generously, or because you're wanting to lift others up and celebrate with them and have them celebrate with you. Make sure that everything that you are choosing to do, this new path that you're trying to walk, is for the right reasons, because you feel that it's going to lead you to something better, something greater, something that's more fulfilling for you in some way, and that you are not doing it like for other reasons. You don't know what this is going to yield you in the end. As long as you're feeling good in the moment, giving back, as long as you're feeling good in the moment, celebrating successes, whether for yourself or for others, then that's what matters. It's not what it can get you, what it can gain from it later on. It's how you are currently feeling right now. It's important in the month of November to stay present and connected. This says to your inner wisdom, but I'm going to lean into the present moment. It's important that you lean into staying present in the moment that you're in, not thinking what's ahead, not worrying about what's just going to get me in the future, but staying present in this moment and enjoying November for what it really is. Take each day one step at a time. Savor each day as it comes and it goes. Give yourself a mantra or an affirmation every morning, and then something to release in an affirmation at the end of the day also, in order to fully stay in this celebration and generosity energy. And as you begin to walk this new path, be gentle with yourself in the process of that. So the card that flipped out is the distraction of shiny things, and the card that fell on the floor is the good kind. And what I feel with this is what I said a moment ago, that make sure that you are traversing down this new path for the right reasons, that you're trying to balance these give and take scales for the right reasons. Lean into the good every day. Lean into what is lifting you up, the affirmation, the mantra, whatever it is that you want to do to help you stay present, to help you walk this new path, whatever it is that may be. Don't get pulled into the shadows. Don't get pulled into everything that you don't know yet. Let things unfold as they need be. Don't get pulled into those cycles where you start doubting the direction that you're going, or you're fearful of this direction that you're going because maybe you're not seeing immediate results yet. Stick with it, keep going, and don't get distracted, because that will quickly pull you off of this new path that you are trying to maybe change your life and walk down. So let me know, Capricorn, does this resonate for you in some way? I'd love to hear. And I'm wishing you a wonderful November. Okay, Aquarius, this reading's for you. I'm going to shuffle the cards and I will be right back with your reading. Okay, Aquarius, the energy for you in November is kinship, community, your group. And that's what I feel this reading is relating to. It's who is in your corner, who is your group that you lean into, who are the people that you gravitate towards. I have a tendency as an Aquarius to separate out, to remove myself from groups and kind of be a loner. But I know this feeling. I know what it's like to search for kinship. I know what it's like when you're looking for your community in one way or another. And I feel, Aquarius, that is what you're going to be doing in November. You're going to be looking for those like-minded people that say, "Hey, I get you. Yeah, I understand where you're coming from," and those that you really connect with on more than a surface level. You're looking for more of that intellectual connection. So right down below this, I have the Wheel of Fortune card. Life cycles are turning, bringing change and new opportunities. There is a flow that is occurring here in the month of November for you, Aquarius, and you need to lean into it, especially if things are on the upswing in your kinship or in your community groups that you are feeling connected and attached to, then lean into that, because there's a turning point happening. So for those who are struggling, who are feeling on the outside looking in, wanting these connections, wanting to find that person that they can relate to and relates to them really easily, then maybe your struggles are ending in the month of November, and this switch up, this wheel of fortune is turning in your favor. The thing with balance over here, because this is the justice card, not temperance, I feel with this, maybe you are hesitant about stepping into that kind of group, or that kind of community, or meeting new people and new friends, because things have been done wrong to you in the past. Therefore, making it hard for you to connect to these people, making it hard to solidify these friendships that where you feel that deep connection with one another. Maybe look at these connections this month as an even playing field, instead of one-upping one another, and coming to it with a, we're just wiping the slate clean, and we're going to start from here, and being accountable for what you say, what you do, and vice versa. And for those of you that already have this community, there may be something going on where you are feeling unsupported, where you are not feeling included in some way, that you are feeling like you're being purposely left out of activities, or of communications, or whatever it may be. And you are, I don't want to say desperate, but you are really looking for that reconnection. But something is shifting and changing for some of you Aquarians in your friend groups, in your community. And there is an element of justice that's coming. There is, for those that already have their group that aren't searching. There is an element of justice where things, the truths, I should say, are going to be coming out, that people are going to see other people for who they really are, for what they are uh, doing, or the untruths or their behaviors that they will soon have to take accountability for. So it's nothing that, no justice that you have to, dole out in any way. Everything comes full circle, especially when the Wheel of Fortune is present. So let's see what your takeaway message is. What's your honest truth is the takeaway message for this. And I think that's perfect for what I just said, for some of you who aren't looking for your community, are already in one, and feeling like you're on the outside of it, that you're being purposely left out. There is a shift coming. There is a change that is occurring, and justice is what's going to be coming forward. Her sword comes first to rebalance everything. So what's your honest truth here? What is it that you need to face? What do you have to be accountable for before the rest of the truths come to light, so to speak? Let me know, Aquarius, does this resonate for you in some way? Tell me in the comments below. And I'm wishing you a wonderful November. Okay, Pisces, this reading is for you. I'm going to shuffle the cards here, and I will be back with your reading. Okay, Pisces, your energy is achievement, completion, and reward. And I thought, oh, this is, this will be a great and happy reading. And then Shadow came out, and I get with Shadow, because I'm going to start right there. This guy is running towards this card, completion and reward. What I feel with that, since it's running towards or he is running towards this Shadow card, is make sure that whatever you are trying to achieve, that whatever reward you are seeking, the leveling up that you're trying to do, that you're not trampling someone in the process of it. And yes, I understand as we're climbing the ladder that some people may be hurt in that process, but are you doing it in kind of a unhealthy way? Right below completion and reward, we have the energy of flow. Patience, harmony will guide you to success. Blend opposing energies and find balance. And that's kind of where I'm being pulled to, is this section of the reading more so than this one. It's fine to want to get ahead, and it's fine to be very motivated, because we got the Eight of Wands here, this momentum behind you. But you need to make sure that you're doing this in a balanced way that is authentic for you, standing in your own integrity, sort of. I feel like it's, I almost feel like this energy is a winning at all costs here. That's kind of what I get with the cards that are around this. And the shadow card says you may feel bound by fears or unhealthy attachments. So if it's a winning at all costs, maybe this is what you feel that you need to do, or feel that you have to do in some way, is possibly undercut someone or something else in order to achieve this success. But what if there's another way? What if you can step into flow in a different manner and reach that harmony, reach that conclusion, reach that reward or achievement through flow rather than through shadow? It says true empowerment comes from choosing liberation over limitation. Trust in your ability to reclaim your power. So maybe if this is the way that you've always done something, or maybe if this is the way you think you need to do it, what about trusting in your own ability and reclaiming your power in this situation? And like I said, stepping back into flow with this temperance card here. Trust in the timing of your journey. The steady flow of integration leads to peace and aligned progress. Trust in the flow of your journey, or the time. Wait, what did that say? Trust in the timing of your journey. So maybe this isn't the month to push forward so hard, especially with the momentum behind you. I almost feel like it's fueling his feet here, because you've got these wands right here. And if you look, you've got that energy coming off that back foot right there. So there's this idea that I've got to do this now. If I don't do this now, it's never going to happen for me. On the flip side of this shadow, what if this is about you're running so quickly to achieve this that it's really not going to um, give you the recognition that you thought that it was going to give you, that it's really not going to benefit you in the same ways, or in the original way I should say, that you thought that it was going to benefit you. And that takes me back to that winning at all costs. Well, this is just what I want to do, this is the direction I'm going to go, because I want to win in this situation. I think this temperance card is something to lean heavily into, and to realize that there is something out of balance here, Pisces, that's going on. This need for quick success, this need maybe for quick reward, or quick moving on to the next step, without letting divine timing, or letting just life in general play out and trying to force it, is possibly a pattern that you've done before. Like I said, winning at all costs. So find ways to rebalance yourself in the month of November, Pisces. Find ways to step back, let things unfold as they should, not to push things, not to try to get to the next step quicker than what you should be getting to the next step. Break the patterns or the cycles that you are used to doing, and step into a slower state, and let things unfold naturally for you. Because sometimes quick success isn't the best success. What you really need to be focusing on, the getting aligned with what it is that you are trying to bring to completion. Therefore, you can do it in a more beneficial or healthy way for yourself. Let's see what your card is, your takeaway energy. Collaboration of souls. This is about finding those like-minded people, connecting to those partnerships, or supportive networks, the ones that assist you or are an asset in your life in one way or another. Maybe this is about paying attention to who you have surrounding you and what they are leading you to believe that you have to do. Are they pulling you into these more negative aspects or these more fears or unhealthy attachments? And therefore that's, pushing you in a direction that you normally wouldn't have gone in, because that's something else here. With these cards and this momentum, you're running head first into this shadow situation that maybe you wouldn't even be heading towards if you were more balanced and in a state of flow. And maybe that balance needs to come from the people that are surrounding you, who you have in your inner circle, and what they are bringing into your life. Is it positive or is it negative? Maybe that's something that needs to be looked at. Let me know in the comments below, Pisces, if this resonates for you in some way. And I'm wishing you a wonderful November. That's all I have for you today. That is all of the zodiac signs. I hope I haven't missed any because I had to stop this recording a couple times. Share with me in the comments below how your readings resonated for you. Did you check all three of your top three signs, and where do they fit for you? I'd love to hear, because I do like to interact with people here in the comments. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate you being here. Don't forget to like the video. Liking the video really helps get my videos seen and will push them out into the algorithm, or commenting on my videos also will help push them out into the algorithm so my channel gets seen, and other people, or new viewers I should say, will get to see my readings also. If you'd like to support me in some other way, my Ko-fi link is in the description box below, but I appreciate all the YouTube things that you can do to help my channel grow here. So until I see you next time, bye.